Uppercut and Saporico. The snack Fritos went from grams to kilos. Mac in one hand and the other hand grams of C-notes. Game got my eyes wider than the 430 buggy. No telling what the fuck I do for this money. Stay posted up close to killers and cutthroats. The thoroughest bitches who in they pussy stuff coat. As I cook and cut coat with the baking soda, Arm & Hammer, palm and hammers. Think you crazy nigga, my clips bananas. Taking over with the mafia. Hitting niggas for they bricks like Gracias, the cockiest. It's obvious, it's me, he, who confirm frontin' niggas like you want it, well nigga, me too. What the fuck? I'm calling the bluff. Niggas act like they stopped making guns after they made yours. I'm sponsored by the NRA, DOA, Greasy stand over your coffin like, hey you, tell the devil I'm coming, keep it hot. For now I got my eyes on the billboard spot. Don't stop, die for it. Take the stand, lie for it. No trial, get up in the chair, fry for it. Never telling the snitching, rather swim with the fishing. Motherfucker respected the commission, die for it. Get on the stand, lie for it. Blow trial, get up in the chair, fry for it. Never telling the snitching, rather swim with the fishing. Motherfucker respected the commission. Missing me my unsell bricks with my nigga PD. Down with the team called BBE. Now if you want to join the team, you know you must see me. But you can't talk to feds or dick RID. It's a cold world, baby boy. Fuck it, I'm colder. Animals on my back, keep me warm. My armor, Frank Lucas persona.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Listen, it wouldn't be fair to y'all, as I talk to y'all on a daily basis. It wouldn't be fair to y'all if I don't talk about some of the hindrances, some of the problems, and to be quite honest, some of the sheer non-risk taking endeavors that some people are taking for personal gain, their own gain, or whatever the case may be. And I say these words before not only my comrades that I work with, and y'all know how the fuck I am. So if y'all hear this on the replay, y'all know how the fuck I am. You know what it's gonna be. You know I'm never gonna change, and I love every last one of you, just like I told you when I see you in person. But just to be fair, I got to talk about this aspect. I remember, since y'all want to hear stories and shit, I remember when I first got into the music game. It was quite by coincidence. Prior to that, I had been involved in all kinds of shit, and I'm talking in a big money way. People that know me personally know this is true, know this is me, know I'm telling no lies. I made the front page of the paper 2 times. I was very smart, strategic, and the guys I was with were smart and strategic that I did it with. I didn't do it with no hobos. I didn't do it with no guys that didn't know what they were doing. I did it with very professional guys. Very professional guys. They got a name for themselves there. Yeah. When I got out of confinement, I said to myself, I said, God, I'm going to become a music artist. Because I had been that earlier in high school with a friend of mine, Mike Bonella. Shout out to Mike Bonella. He's a teacher now. Shout out to Mike Bonella. Half Mexican, half white. That was my friend. And we would perform places or whatever. Well, I like to even say, take credit and say we were some of the first to perform with a live band. I always remember that to the day I die at Mac and Bob's restaurant. So fast forward, and one day particularly, I just happened to be in Times Square. I'm chilling. And this is about 1 month after I told everyone, I said, yo, I'm gonna become a music artist. They didn't believe me. They said, yeah, all right. But I was good. That was the thing. I was good. I was talented. I was good. And so I started doing this music and everything like that, or whatever the case may be. And at the time, we were recording on 8 tracks, shit like that. Later, updubbed it to 32 tracks. Making moves. And as I started performing again, outside of that time that I was in high school, I started getting up a lot of bravado because everybody was clapping for me. Hey, what's going on, Gloria? Hey, Lexi. Everybody was clapping for me. Everybody was applauding for me. And so this one day I happened to be in Times Square, and I was in Times Square, and I never seen this light skinned fella with two light skinned fellas. They came around the corner, and they had this big bad boy sign. This is how I got with the company. They had this big bad boy sign or whatever. And I was like, yo, I was on it. I was eating some Pizza Hut at the time. It was a Pizza Hut right there in the corner of the building next to Virgin Mega Store. If you remember, you remember. And so I'm sitting there eating my little mini pizza, you know, a little mini personal pizzas I had. Eat my little mini personal pizza, minding my business or whatever. I see these kids come around the corner, and it's about like 10 of them. And they got the bad boy sign and they yelling out, bad boy, bad boy. This was the time that everybody did that. And so I run up on them. I'm like, yo, who y'all fuck with? Da, 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 da. So the one homeboy, who later is still a friend of mine 25 years later, that one guy, he's still like, yo, don't worry about it, I got you. And so he introduces me to the main guy, which is Prez. Prez and Malcolm Miles. I just shouted out to Malcolm Miles the day before yesterday. Young Money, Cash Money. Shout out to them. I just shouted out to Malcolm Miles the other day. But we started with Malcolm Miles, Sean Prez, and James Cruz. And so that day I was downstairs or whatever, it changed my whole entire life. I didn't even know it at the moment. But at the moment, I was in my young 20s. And I remember I saw a kid that I knew that I graduated high school with. And he was with his father, white kid. And I said, yeah, let me show you where I work at. And I happened to run into it. Like it was that quick. Like you would be right there in Times Square. You could walk around the corner, then boom, you in the office. You could walk through Virgin Mega Store, walk through there, then boom, you in the BMG offices. You understand what I'm saying? 1540 Broadway. This is a fact. And so what I remember is he said, yo, the boss gonna be down here in a few minutes. I said, all right, cool. And the boss was Sean Press. So I met Sean. And from that moment, he told me, he said, all right, we'll be here tomorrow. He was an arrogant fucker. The Sean Prez you know now is not the Sean Prez you knew before. The Sean Prez you knew before, yes, he was educated. Yes, he was how can I say defined? But he was an arrogant, belligerent fucker, just like I am. That's why we get along. He calls me his little brother, don't you know? That's my little brother. And that's my big brother. Shout out to Vlad TV, which he does his interviews and everything else to this day, including Young Jock and everything else. Put in his name, put Vlad TV behind it. That's my boss. That's who taught me everything I fucking know. Respect mine. Trust me. I don't come from no little small fry. See, when we talk about that Jaguar Wright shit or whatever, whatever, she comes from MCA, I think it is. They were never known for having a palette of actual artists that were, how can we say, turn the game as far as music anyway. Like you really didn't get anybody from MCA that was like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, let me ask y'all, who do y'all remember from MCA? Lita Reese, what's going on? Hey, David, good to catch you alive. I'm with my big brother. He worked over at Job Records and RCA many years. Now RCA, that's a different deal. RCA, that's a different deal. RCA goes all the way back to the 19 freaking 20s. If I might be mistaken, maybe in the teens. RCA is one of the first record labels that was invoked. It literally was. It was put up against from the blue and red networks. It was a transitions. If you don't know what the blue and red networks were, I learned this in college. This is basically the first radio stations they had here in America. Those inclusive of the American Broadcasting System and CBS, which is the Central Broadcasting System. First two pallets of media. as you know it. They were really made by the U.S. government to pay attention to the war efforts, at World War I and World War II later on. You know what I mean? But these are your earliest, most renditions of what you now call Kármán terrestrial radio, you know? And so back to the story. I met Prez that day. I came back the next day as he told me to. And I was in from there. And I really knew I was in from there because when at that moment Prez told me, he said, and I remember this correctly, as we was doing this promo for cab rides home for New York City. We was doing it via the mayor's office there. They were trying safe rides home. That's what it was called. And I never in the car that night. He said, "Professional, you family," and it always stuck with me. It always stuck with me. See, Sean Press was there for me later, and I'll get into that later in the story. But Sean Press was there for me later when I really needed him. And that little bit of money that he gave me, I'm going to give him 10 times that. You'll see. I always keep my promises. It may take me a minute, but I always keep my promises. I tell you, yeah, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to make sure I give you that. That's how my uncles were. That's how my grandfathers were. My uncles on both sides of my family. That's how my uncles were. That's how my grandfather was, definitely. My grandfather, he was a mortician. He ran actually a funeral parlor for years. Years. Him and his partner. This is on my mother's side of the family. This is why all my mother's brothers and sisters, they're all military or all went to college. All inclusive, master's degree. I have an uncle that used to work at freaking, what is it called there? He was in charge of product development. I'm trying to think of the freaking name of it there. It's skipping my mind. But I had another uncle that worked for North and Western, which is a train freight company. I've had another uncle that was actually an architect. I have another uncle that is actually my Uncle Steve. That's my Aunt Nita's husband. Shout out to him. I've always been around these men that were military men and they were highly successful. I'm not talking about like mid-successful. I'm talking about these men that inspired me. You know what I mean? Carlos, all of them. Both sides of the family. They really were successful men of their time. They drove Peugeots. They drove Saabs when they first came out. This is what I remember. This was my childhood. And these men inspired me. So when I got later on in life as an adult, I looked for men with those qualities to associate myself with socially. And this is why I know the definition of real men. I come from military men. My uncles and them were Shriners and my aunts. They went to temple, they wore the fez, everything like that. And these, well, my mother's side of the family, so these were all inclusive of black people. Black people. This is on my mother's side of the family. So this was all black people. And they were very organized, very respected by the military or whatever. All different branches of the military. Army, Marines, and Navy mostly. Back to the story. The reason I attached myself so closely to guys like Malcolm Miles and Sean Prez was because of pure simple fact they reminded me of those men. Those men were intelligent, they were strategic, and they were there and they got their pay because they were worth it. You see what I'm saying there? They were worth their pay. So, in essence of that, what I'm trying to remind you of is one thing me and Jaguar have similar is we've been around multimillionaires since a very young age. We've ate like them. We stayed in the same hotels as them. We've partied with them. We've had drinks with them. We've had conversations with them. We've had experiences with them. I will not take that away from her. That would be taken away from her soul. I'm not a demon. I'm not here to collect souls. But your retribution is your retribution, nevertheless. That is a defined entity that I cannot control. And sweetheart, as of right now, you have lied. You have lied multiple times, and you know there's a penance for that. I don't have to tell you that. Your preacher father would tell you the same, no matter how much you try to avoid it. Oh, there's a penance for that. And whether you get it now, whether you get it later, you will succumb to it at some point or another, be put on your knees. As I moved forward at the Sean Press, we fast forward the first 5 years. I'm now in music videos, the Woe video by Black Rob, the Notorious video of a subsequent after he had passed album. I'm in a Notorious video up at Club Exit up in the 50s. Shout out to Peter Gatien, who they later deported back to Canada. But he owns some of the most high-end clubs in New York City, including the Tunnel, Speed, Limelight, and a couple others. These were clubs that actually had, and believe it or not, these were clubs that actually had co-ed bathrooms. I have pictures of myself in Speed and Limelight and all these clubs or whatever, whatever. Most people will never have these pictures. They'll never have these pictures. I got pictures of not only me, but my co-workers, my brethren, my bad boy brothers, also in those same situations. Any of my bad boy brothers are going to tell you first day, if you want pictures, even the higher up niggas will tell you, if you want pictures, you got to go through him. I'm one of the few people that got a picture of Puff on his like 28th birthday. No lie. You know what I mean? Who has pictures like that? With me in it. With me in it, you know? Hand in hand with him. You know what I'm saying? Or fist to fist, palm to palm, however you want to call it, like or the macho, tú sabes, no, claro, no. You know, it's like that's who we looked up to because out of everybody I could have got with, when I before I came to Bad Boy, let me know at this end too. I actually had some interaction at Violator Records, and at the time at Violator Records, the person that was there was Rob Lowe. If you know him, you know him. If you don't, you don't. But the person that was there at the time was Rob Lowe when I first was seeking out or whatever. And even then, you could say I ran into luck. It was the same thing. I went over there in front of the office. It was a time you could just go over in front of people's offices and you see everything going on. You see the artists coming in, anything like that. You could interact with the artists. I still have a note to this day that's in my storage that Missy Elliott wrote me. And she told me, she said, keep rapping. I met her at MTV when I was dancing on Direct Effects. She had performed on the show. And then after they had a separate, I mean, it's no more. I think now it's just a parking garage. But before it used to be an exit for the artists when they were leaving MTV. You know what I mean? The Justin Timberlakes, Missy Elliott's, all of them. You know, I've been around all of them. You hear on a video as I'm in the studio, the person is telling you I've recorded Justin Timberlake, I've recorded Justin Bieber, both. I recorded Busta Rhymes, Shakira. Like, you know, we were the real deal. So that's why, you know, every now and then I come off a little bit arrogant or whatever, whatever, comprised of my current situations. But we gonna get it back. It's nothing. But yeah, my whole entire 20s, 30s, and even 40s, I lived being around multimillionaires. And Jaguars had that same experience. She has. She has. From a very young age. And that's why she's just as arrogant and belligerent. We're both Tauruses, so we're arrogant and belligerent natural. Just at extremes. That's the difference. See, there's a dark Taurus, a dark force, that phoenix that she speaks of, which is encompassed her. You got to get rid of that, sweetheart. You can't never be natural if you don't get rid of that. And then there's another side of Taurus, which is me, which you evolve to if you ever get into that pattern. I never got into that pattern. I don't get off on fucking people over. I get off on keeping it a buck because I grew up around Italians and Greeks, and like I say this all the time, and I'm half Latino as well. It's like if you fuck around in those communities, anything could fucking happen to you. If you don't keep your word, you motherfucker. What we got here? Jive Records and Bad Boy Records were in the same building in New York, my brother said. And y'all rubbed shoulders. Yes, 1540 Broadway. The BMG building, the Bertelsmann Music Group. It's a German conglomerate. Arista Records was in there. Bad Boy was in there. Random House Publishing. Condé Nast at one time was up on the floor above Arista Records. And then later on, J Records formed. And that's when actually my man Billy Bang, shout out to Billy Bang, Queens. Billy Bang. Who else left over there? My man Uptown Cerrone, that y'all seen in the video with me numerous times, including today. I added a video of him and I. I'm trying to think who else went over there. And it was probably like 3 or 4. Oh, Vidal, you guys see me in a video with him. Vidal has went through there. I said it the wrong way, and Vidal corrected me. Saluda Dominicano, and sabe, because that boy's been through a lot, and he's still standing. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Vidal, who is, you know what I mean, and La Dominicano, who has been through like 3 different record labels. You know, we come from a different era where you actually had to be on the street. You actually had to be moving to get involved in these circles. And if you wasn't involved in these circles, then who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how we used to pitch it on. Like, you're not even getting in the party. You're not getting in the club. These clubs I mentioned, the tunnel and everything. I got kicked out the tunnel before. And the security guard, whoever you are, yo, still to this day, nigga, fuck you. Like, this nigga was like, yo, give me $50, I'll let you back in. And at the time, I was smoking an L. And yo, I gotta get Scrooge McBucks. Yo, listen, I gotta talk to you again because honestly, he was right there in front of my face. But the short Colombian guy that y'all see in my video when we had our Bad Boy reunion dinner, the little short Colombian guy that you see in my video, aka Scrooge McBucks, and he really be not El Colombiano. That's what y'all understand. Like, everybody was around me. All right, so my man Rome, I think he's Guyanese. I think he's Guyanese. Then my other man P, he's definitely Guyanese. My other man is Colombian. I got another man that's West Indian that was in the picture. That was the big dark scared, the hitter, for real. For real. And let me stop. You know what I mean? But anyway, long story short, let me fast forward this whole shit. Let me get into the mode of things, or what the whole premise of this is, so I can just finish this up. The whole premise of this whole video is about this. Listen, in between how I'm talking about everybody good and everything like that, I'd be a sucker motherfucker if I ain't keep it a buck. This is the thing. We came in a weird time, you know? And some people will take me when I say this and they'll say, oh, well, you know, Professional, you wilding right now. Professional, I hear you, but you can't do it like that right now. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that, and I get it. Now, and I've thought about it numerous of times. I've evaluated it in my mind. I've said, okay, you know what? I understand what they're saying. I've even been on trial, and I've said, yo, forgive me. I'm sorry. Family, BBE, alumni, because that's what I am. I'm alumni. I'm very different than a motherfucker that worked in the mailroom and some of my comrades. We are alumni, the real ones. Gene Deal will even contest to that. And that's big to us. So you go over there and ask him. Go over there and ask him. I don't have to talk big or whatever. That's why sometimes with Jaguar be online, I'd be like, Jaguar, you know what to say and what not to say, because you know what we're capable of as a unit, don't you? That's why you say I would never mention you again. I know you won't fucking mention me again, because you know the probability of what happens when you mention me too much. Don't you? I don't have to be rich and still be a Philly. You know that better than anybody. Then you say, that's what, do you remember what I told you? That's what you told TJ, right? You taught TJ the basic principalities of marketing, but you learned for people over at MCA. I get it. Those ways are followed now. Those ways are old. Those ways do not correlate with today's society demands and seeks. So what you even teach in TJ that, yeah, that's good, that's cool and everything like that, but it doesn't fucking resonate in today's climate. It really doesn't. You know, people that are representative of that nowadays would be people like King Payne, Sean Davy Wade, guys like that. They're more representative of that. That's why I support them. You know what I mean? I know superstars want to see them. I've been through probably like 52 of them now. Hell, I was one of the early guys when I first saw on MySpace. I was, and you could, and even ask people this. I was one of the few people that said, "You see that girl right there? She had a song out at the time. It was called Pussy. It's called Pussy. That was the name of the song." And I said, "You know what? She's gonna blow." And they said, "You don't know what you're talking about." And I said this on a radio show. I said this on a radio show too. See, a lot of people think I'm new to the internet. Now, I've been doing this shit since about 2012. Ask around, they'll tell you. And I was very sloppy at first. At first, I started doing it on Facebook, and it was just loose thoughts and everything like that. Then I moved it along, and I started doing it on what was it, MySpace. Yeah, I started doing it on MySpace, and then I did the Facebook. Then I went from Facebook, and I went to literally a radio show by calling in a radio show one time. It was the weirdest shit ever. Shout out to OG Mac Drama out in Arizona. You know what I'm talking about. You know that light skinned nigga with the turban. That's family right there. What up, Dalmo? I ain't Dalmo, but he is in a major way. Like you, I'm trying to tell you, I'm dangerous to fuck with. I swear to God. Because I have so different many people that love me. Even people that don't get along with each other on a natural basis, if you feel what I'm saying, they love me. They love me. Right now, and this is not talking any bullshit. I have like an army of Dominican niggas that I can sit on you at any time. Like for real. Those are my brothers. Like seriously, I've known those guys for years. Years. Like literally years. I've seen them mature and become men, you know? So make no mistake about it, I'm a very dangerous man to deal with, whether you agree with how I look or whatever, whatever. You know, the Italian mafia, they wore suits. They pussy. Fucking idiots. That's when you know you're dealing with uncultured individuals, you know? Anyway, long story short, let me fast forward this because I want to get this off the way. A lot of you guys in the industry, you got soft, you got finagled, and you're now realizing some of these deals that you put forward and you translated, yeah, shut the fuck up. Some of these deals that you did about 10 or 15 fucking years ago, right? They kind of soured the fuck out, didn't they? It kind of soured the fuck out, huh? Some of these companies that you decided to do distribution with and shit like that got you in fucking court now. Companies like Diageo, fuck you motherfuckers. You out here in Connecticut for a little bit. You're lucky they didn't tax you the fuck out. I went to the debates where it was Ed Schlesinger from New Haven, Joseph Lieberman, and Ned Lamont. I went to it at the Guard Arts Theater in New London, Connecticut. I got to talk to Ed, and I got to talk to Joseph, and became friends with him. All from a lady named Barbara Neff. Everybody in New London, Connecticut knows Barbara Neff. Shout out to Barbara Neff. Little short Greek woman, but she's a fucking firehouse. Oh, you fuck with Barbara Neff, you're putting your life at risk. This little short Greek woman. I know some real fucking gangsters, political gangsters, gun gangsters, well, you name it. I've always been accessible to putting myself around different cultures of people all my life because I'm half the that. It's nothing. I'm one of the few guys that can go over there in the Bronx and go over there to Bathgate Avenue, don't you know? And be welcome in the pavilion, if you understand what I mean. Shout out to the Vocals. Shout out to the Papadonna Seals. No, I tell no lies. That's one thing. I got pictures with the fuck as hell. Y'all done seen it in my community section. These are real Italians again. Not this second generation motherfuckers or whatever. None of that. My guy, he'll tell you, I'm gonna get him to tell you on camera. I had a woman named Cinzia. She was straight from Palermo, Italy. We dated for a while. I've been around real Italians and Greeks. Not this faux shit or whatever the fuck you're talking about. I live in the New York City tri-state. And even I'll give it a credit. Even in Pennsylvania, that's another place where, you know, Genovese. That's where they would go. Right, Jaguar? Right? That's why you was worried. You know everybody's in Texas too, right? So, yeah. Anyway, I look at a lot of these guys in the music industry and I say, okay, you guys are millionaires, you get billionaires now, whatever. But the trickle down and you look at the black and the Latin community, the motherfuckers are poor. Don't give me that bullshit. I've carried stories on my YouTube page here in front of the Row Hotel and also in front of the other hotel, the Roosevelt, up in the 50s. I was there when niggas were protesting, and what I later found out, and there was NBC out there, CBS was out there, everybody, even the people from CBS, one of the individuals came and gave me his card and said, yo, you're doing a great job. I like the way you talk. And many people were there for that live. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Annette Foster, she was up in here. She tell you. Annette Foster, one of my biggest supporters. Annette Foster is my friend. If y'all see her in the motherfucking chat room, she ain't in here right now. But if y'all see her in the chat room, y'all respect that woman. I don't never want to hear anything foul from anybody about Annette Foster, because you be the first motherfucker to get blocked. Please believe that. Please believe that. You guys got soft. I listened to this new. I'm gonna give my point here. I listened to this new Meek Mill and Rick Ross shit. Effort. Let's call it an effort. I listened to it and I said to myself, I said, you know what? Meek Mill sounds hungrier than a motherfucker. But you know who sounds rich and lazy? Fucking Rick Ross. Those are the weakest fucking lyrics you ever gave me. I was just begging you to fuck up the other day. Listen, I listen, and I'm not gonna hold my fucking tongue with you because you're a Miami nigga like me. All right. So listen, I'm not gonna hold my fucking tongue with you. You did this little thing and you said, yo, I got a podcast coming up. If you named a podcast, remember that bullshit? I don't forget shit, nigga. And you was like, yo, my cash app is $STRINGERBELL80. Y'all don't get it, but trust me, they get it. Point I'm getting at is $STRINGERBELL80. This motherfucker came online and he made a whole post about it. He said, and I was believing in you, you fucker. He sat there and he said, yo, whoever name our podcast, I'm gonna give him $10,000. You fucking slick ass Miami motherfucker. That's listen, that's that fucking what's the name, Broward County slick shit. What they call it now? What they go? It used to be now they call it Miami Gardens. That's what they call it. Miami Gardens. Miami Gardens. The fuck out of here. That's South as past anything past Art Deco. Collins, Washington. That's only two streets in Maryland. Collins, Washington, and Ocean Drive. That's only streets that matter in Miami. The streets in Miami go just like New York, if you don't know. You know what I mean? They really do. They go like parallel and then horizontal. You know what I mean? The parallel is the main, the horizontal is the second, you know? So, you know, like you at 8th Avenue and 110th, you know, like shit like that. That's the same way Miami go. Miami go, I think, up to like 118 outside that little outdoor mall before you get to Star Island Bridge and all that shit. I know Miami like the back of my hand, especially Miami Beach. Now, my Aventura, North Miami, that's totally different across Star Island Bridge. But South Beach ain't nothing but a fucking island. That's all it is. It's a fucking island. If you live on South Beach, so fucking what? Like, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Unless you live on Star Island. Like, that's the only thing that matters. So shout out to Ross. But I listened to this effort from Meek Mill and Ross. And I said, that's the definition of what I'm talking about right there, because Rick Ross come from that older Elka motherfuckers. So nigga, you jumped on your shit. I inboxed you and I gave you names. I gave you multiple names, matter of fact. You ain't used none of them names. It's 10 months later. The podcast ain't happened. None of that shit. But you throwing out a motherfucking joint effort. I feel duped. The Cash App is $STRINGERBELL80. You know, anything outside of that is some sucker shit. I saw you on a video when you had your car show. You told a nigga to make $2,000 worth of motherfucking hamburgers. You live in Evander Holyfield's old estate. Get the fuck out of here. So yeah, I count you fallible for that. I do. I do. Puff. You do more talking than you do investing your fucking money. Stop giving your money to fucking universities and shit like that. First of all, you too, Dr. Dre. Stop giving your money to these fucking universities. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you. Don't you understand they'll arrest your kid? Don't you understand that? They will arrest your fucking kid and they'll arrest you too. You don't remember your incident at UCLA? I fucking remember it. You don't remember that, Skinny? I remember it. You're still on probation for it. And you're giving these motherfuckers fucking accolades and fucking money. For fucking what? You take that money and you bring it back to New York. The worst fucking thing you ever did because you want to be in the sun is move out there to Calabasas and all that fucking sunshine out there. Come back to fucking New York. They just gave you the key to the city. What the fuck are you doing? Open up the if you're going to do it like that, open up the old office. The Monica is still on the building. I've been up there like 9 times now. I was the guy that reported, and I said all these homeless people are sleeping in front of the old building, which I used to work at. This is across the street there from the Ed Sullivan building, not the BMG building. This is what became Bad Boy Worldwide. Sean Prez, if you're listening right now, Malcolm Ellis, if you're listening right now, James Cruz, if you're listening right now, Rome, if you're listening right now, y'all know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. This is the first place I ever met Rich Dollars arguing with me about Cassie. Light-skinned Jersey Nichols. Shout out to Rich Dollar. Shout out to Sean Press, the Boys Club. I love them motherfuckers. Rich Dollar jumped in my face. He said, "What the fuck you mean? I broke Cassie, nigga." I said, "Well, nigga, I lived around the corner from Cassie and her brother. Fuck you talking about? They from New London. What the fuck you talking about? New London, Connecticut. Cassie and her brother Roderick. I lived on Ashcraft. They lived right around the corner. White House, right on the corner before you get to the corner store. Across the street from the church." That's when me and Rich Dollars got in it on. You know what I'm saying? So later on, when I seen him on Love and Hip Hop, later on when I seen him now currently with with Sean Prez, my ex-boss, I said, yes, BBE fam. Sometimes you argue with your homies. If they really your homies. Sometimes you ain't going to agree with your homies. If they really your homies. Right now, you guys don't understand. Or maybe you do understand. Snoop Dogg pointed it out. That we can't get a metric on what the money is worth as far as the streaming world is concerned. And that's a fair question because last time I checked, it's worth 0.003 cent, which is a base margin of this less than, well, I'll say 10 years ago. The last time maybe it happened in 2013, maybe a little bit prior to that. Let's say 2011. So let's say 11 years ago. You still had a base market with physical entities that was worth anywhere from $11 to anywhere to $18. And that was the sentiment with physical entities And this is where you get to guys like Puff, and you get your guys like Master P, and you get your guys like Baby, and all these guys or whatever. They're still making money off those masters because they're physical entities, monies, and that's the money that they're making as far as residuals. Jaguars even in that corner. Jaguars even in that caliber. Believe it or not, Jaguar Wright is even in that caliber. She's one of the last artists, groups of artists, because she didn't sever ties until like 2006, 2007. So she was like the last tier of artists. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just not just here to shit on her. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to respect certain shit. Like I tried to tell y'all before. Like I feel sorry for her because she was with MCA. Geffen came in and bought MCA. And then on top of that, after a year after that, with the inclusion of Clive Davis, I got to keep it a buck. See, she won't talk about white people. I'll talk about white people. Clive's a friend. But at the same fucking time, Clive and his partner was the one that Geffen was his partner, and then fucking UMG was held by him as far as the acquisition was concerned. Am I lying? Don't get mad at me, Puff. All right, shout us out again at the Billboard Music Awards or whatever. But the point remains the same. Nigga, you facilitated that shit. Just like you facilitated shit earlier in your career, CBS, and they brought you up on trial and every fucking thing. Y'all didn't know that? Oh, I'm sorry. Clive Davis was brought up on charges before because he was providing cocaine and drugs and payola to a lot of his fucking artists. If you want to talk about something, Jaguar, that's what you should talk about right there, sweetie. Why don't you talk about that shit? You keep talking about black males and black females or whatever, whatever. You look like the ultimate fucking coon, and then you try to back it up with some residual about fucking Jesus and shit. Get the fuck out of here. Were you fucking crazy or something? This is 2023. This is not 1990 fucking three. And that's where your mentality is. You gotta uptick your mentality. Start hanging around and conversating with some people that are 20 something, 30 something, 40 something. You're conversating with niggas like John Paul sitting in front of the fucking liquor store. What the fuck is wrong with you, shit? This is even for the law enforcement. If we wanted her dead, she'd be dead 2 weeks ago. Is that fair, Jaguar? If we wanted you dead, you'd be dead 2 weeks ago if that was the case. I don't want you dead. I think there's some redemption for you somewhere here. I'm not gonna quote tell you. You're also a fuck face. That motherfucker that you had as a friend over there, that was the main one rooting for you. What's the name? Queen Tulsa or some shit like that? You fucked that motherfucker over. I don't want to defend that. That was one of the main motherfuckers that was riding for you. You stupid fuck. That's one of the main motherfuckers that was riding for you. And I gotta call you out your name sometimes. You are a stupid fuck. You could have took this shit a whole different route. You could have made a lot more money. And that's why I go in on it. Because hopefully, sooner or later, it'll snap you out of the fucking psychosis that you're fucking in, you fucking idiot. I'm gonna remain to call you that. I don't give a fuck how much your 1920s and 1930s lounge sang at the juke joint and all that shit. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about you and Pork Chop doing interviews or whatever. Pork Chop, listen, my sister's out there, and my sister got a very dangerous ex-boyfriend. You understand what I'm saying? You might, and it's close to you. You might want to calm the fuck down, homie. You talking a little too fucking much. You talking about Puff. You talking about the two niggas you got in your headlines got houses and homes in your demographic. You stupid fucking fat fuck. I can't stand that motherfucker. Fuck Pork Chop. Like really, honestly, truthfully, I don't give a fuck who listening. If I ever see that motherfucker, I swear to my fucking God, I can't tell you I'm gonna keep my temperament around. Let's just say that. I can't say I'm gonna keep my temperament around him. He's got the face only a fucking mother would love. You see that fucking mug on that? It looks like an extra on the fucking what was it, the Cleveland show. Rocco, yeah, an Italian I knew from New York, probably mafia related, a friend of mine. Yeah. I go with the Vaccos and Papadonna Seals. That's what I fuck with. Well, dang, Dabby. You're a music ex. I try to be. I come under some good people, you know. I come under some good people. You know, I'm one of the rare treasures that actually has had that. I came under the elite as far as the street thing is concerned. I came under the elite as far as the music industry is concerned. Who's going to topple Puff? Puff outside of Jay Z? Who's going to topple Puff? Go ahead, I'll wait. You know what I mean? I came under some of the best guys. I was lucky. I was lucky here. The guys I was with in the street, Panamanian, Cuban, Dominican, Honduran, Puerto Rican guys, black guys, and a couple biracial guys, and many Italians that were supplying. They got the case now. It's done. I can talk about it. And so, you know, I come on a different breed of guys. I was with guys that actually made money. I was with guys that actually had the BMWs and all that shit when it was popular, and the Mercedes and all that shit or whatever. I look at some of these guys or whatever, and when they driving around me, and I'd be like, "Yo, we was in that shit the year it came out." Because you believe it, I literally be looking at them. I'll be like, "Yo, you driving a used car right now, and I know you driving a used car right now. You got a top payment on it of probably $30,000, $40,000. But the truth is, when that shit came out and it was $120,000, we had that shit. And I got pictures in this shit, video and this shit to prove the point. You know what I'm saying? That I post up all the time. I like, nah, we was really in that shit. I got pictures of me. Y'all done seen it in Bentleys, Maseratis, Porsches, all that shit. I did all that shit. And I did it in places that mattered. You know what I'm saying? You do it in the Bronx. Who gives a fuck about the Bronx or Brooklyn? At that point, you just showing off in front of people. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta do that shit in California. You gotta do that shit in Miami. You gotta do that shit in Texas. You gotta do that shit in DC. You know what I mean? And see all that. Other than that, you just stunting, you know? So guys, let me end this. Let me tell y'all real quick, and I'm gonna get the fuck off because I really didn't want to make this too long. I just want to make it about an hour long. This is my thing. As we was coming up, we're like this mid-tier of artists or whatever. All my brethren that you saw eating with me and baking with me and all that or whatever, whatever. Those are guys that I love. I'll know them to the day I die. I told them that to their fucking face. I ain't get that on video. But I told them to their fucking face. I love every last one of you. But you know what type of guy I am. I shoot people. There ain't no mistake about it. Since I was 14 years old. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Um, I love those guys. And I can't stand when somebody insults our work because we put in a lot of work. A lot of times, me and those guys, we slept in the fucking van. We slept in the SUV. We did all kinds of shit because we fucking needed to be there the next day to fucking perform or whatever the case may be. Shout out to Jock Wade. Shout out to Fred the Godson, RIP, who's got a street named after him. And I keep telling everybody, and I've been invited over there, so I can't even front. So, Manny, all y'all hear me and all that, I'm coming over there. All right? Crazy Andorran niggas. But I got to go over there. Fred got a street named after him. So RIP to Fred the Godson who died during the COVID times. I lost a lot of people. You know, the last time I saw Fred the Godson was for a rap party. Jock Quay will agree with this. Was for a rap party for Love and Hip Hop down in the 20s. I think it was down on 23rd Street. And that was the last time I saw Fred. And I remember some new nigga he had running around him or whatever, whatever. Said some shit like, yo, who this nigga? Because I was sitting next to Fred and all them after the rap party was over in this pizza joint. And I spoke up for myself because I don't need nobody to speak up for me. I spoke up for myself. I said, yo, son, you don't realize my boss used to manage this guy. And we've been with him since day one off the street to Rome. You understand what I'm saying? Off the street to Chrome. Same thing with Shells before him. Shout out to Fred the Godson. I'll be over there. Chill out, Manny. That's one of the few people I fear. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Manny, everybody over there. You know what I'm saying? Prospect, all that. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? Upper, you know what I'm talking about, the upper lanes. I ain't talking about lower prospect, but NFL and all that. I'm talking, you know what I'm talking about. So shout out to him. We knew Fred. Fred was our friend. I spent Fred, I spent, well, I spent Rome birthday with Fred. He said, we on Power 105. Now look at us now. That's what he said to me on camera. I got to find that clip. I'm going to put it back up. He said, we on Power 105 now. Now look at us now. Freddie Godson was one of the most authentic motherfuckers you ever meet in your life. And I knew that man. And now he has a street named after him, unfortunately, after his death. I'm going to go over there and pay homage to that. I'm going to go up there to Black Rob joint, pay homage to him. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds, Brooklyn. Shout out to motherfucking Choke No Joke, Brooklyn. Rockefeller Records. Shout out to Big Face Gary. On compris ma gousson ton Haiti. On s'en prie, non? Hein? Siki kapile. Hein? On compris. Shout out to Big Face Gary, Bronx. I live here in New York City, tri-state. I've been doing this shit since I was a young boy. You understand what I'm saying? This is my home. This is my fucking home. But a lot of you motherfuckers in the music industry, y'all been slacking. And if you want something to offer to the future generation, which you literally owe them, you owe us too. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I can't even reach out for a nigga and be like, yo, let me get 10 grand. You know what I'm saying? That shit, 10 grand right now, turn my whole life around. You know what I'm saying? But I got to work towards it. It is what it is, whatever. I ain't blaming nobody. But if you really want to motivate and move the culture, you got to do it with money. All the money that you made, you got to sacrifice some of that. It says it's in the Bible. Huh? You're supposed to give a third of your motherfucking earnings to the poor. And this is why you act as an advocate for the poor versus a solution for the poor. Music industry. You hear me? You act as an advocate for the poor versus being an actual solution for poverty. You understand me now? And don't give me the bullshit. You can well beyond do it. Akon is worth, how much he's worth? In the billions now. You was raised up in Ohio, motherfucker. You going over there, you putting in solar panels in Africa. I respect that, but bring your black ass back over here and motherfucking invest some money in Ohio. They need you. You seen Cleveland lately? I know people down. I know one of the guys that throws one of the top festivals down there in Cleveland, Ohio. And he was related to Def Jam, if y'all know who I'm talking about. Oh man, I know some hitters. I don't give a fuck who you got hiding up in your hotel room. That's one nigga. He better be fucking Rambo. You fucking with me. All right, shut up, David. Shut up. Shut up. Fucking Rambo. Fucking with me. Who you think you fucking with, some lightweight motherfucker that's like it's some regular? Yeah, all right, that's how I feel. Like, no, bitch. This is one of the few times in your life you get the real fucking deal. This is one of the few times in your life you get the fucking real deal. You better fucking keep your inside voice on, bitch. You know what the fuck you're dealing with. You can fool all these motherfuckers that follow you, the 917 motherfuckers, but you and I know the real deal, don't we, sweetheart? You can't even go back to fucking Philly right now. Shut the fuck up. Talking real tough in that little small ass town down there in DeSoto. But we'll get to you fucking later. You and fucking what's his name, Pork Chop over there. Since you want to be a participant, you fat fucking fuck. Oh, he's got a face a mother could love. This motherfucker looks like an extra in a fucking Simpsons or some shit. You fat face fucking fuck. And take those fucking sunglasses off, huh? That's what I want to punch the sunglasses before him. If it came down to it, I'm just like, I don't like the sunglasses on you, fucking piece of shit. You desperate bitch, for real. Seriously, yeah, that's a fucking bitch of a man. You know what? Listen, King Payne, Sean Davy Way, and this fucking fuck over here, all in part of the LBGTQ or whatever that shit is. I don't give a fuck either way. A real motherfucker is a real motherfucker. The point I getting at is this sucker ass motherfucker, Pork Chop. He's the bitch of the bitches right now. Like, you're a bitch ass motherfucker. Oh, I didn't wake up and I didn't call Jaguar. That's why they interviewed and go, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck what this bitch got to say right now? As a man, you should be resonant enough to be like, yo, this bitch ain't got nothing to talk about. You interview this bitch like 20 fucking times. It's obvious this bitch got a fucking problem. It's obvious this bitch can't keep a relationship. It's obvious this bitch can't even keep platonic relationships. So at this point, what the fuck are you defending, you bitch ass nigga? Then you hop online and try to get cute like motherfuckers can't touch you. Homie, did you not hear me? I done traveled the country 10 times over. My sister live in California. I found out where you lived at within motherfucking 30 minutes. You bitch hoe ass nigga. So what make you think nothing can happen if I wanted something to happen? I don't want nothing to happen. I like you. God bless you. I think the Lord has a direction for you. But bitch nigga, if you keep testing me, mama just had a birthday, right? Congratulations to mother for having a birthday. All these goddamn car wrecks out here and shit. I'm glad she made it. Your support of Jaguar Wright is going to lead you in the wrong direction, my son. You need to reflect on that. How you know that name? It's a Jersey. That's where Jaguar Wright is originally from, fucking Jersey. She's a Jersey girl. She tries to front all this bullshit like she's a fucking Philly bitch. Bitch, you're from Jersey, South Jersey. So you claim it is identical to fucking North Philly because South Jersey and Delaware, the separation is so quick. Listen, you can blink and get through fucking Delaware. That's where Joe Biden's from. Joe Biden's from Delaware. She didn't know it. Joe Biden's from Delaware. Delaware is like a rock, skip, and a fart from everywhere. A rock, skip, and a fart. Like, that's what it is. You know what I mean? So fuck that shit. Like, honestly, truthfully, once you get to South Jersey, like where she's from, like you get into Melville and the Millbillies down there and all them fucking rural little parts of Jersey and coastal towns in Jersey or whatever. It's no different from Northern Connecticut. Like Northern Connecticut is totally different from where I live at now. Where I live at now is more prominent of like New Jersey motherfuckers and New York niggas. Like, so if you don't move like a New Jersey and New York motherfucker, you're not really gonna make it. And the motherfuckers that are from New Jersey and New York gonna take you as you a sucker. You understand? So you gotta let them know, yo, homie, like seriously, your kidney can get blown out fucking with me. And I've been doing this shit for years. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I don't stand on no sucker shit. So that's why y'all hear me when I say shit like, yo, nigga, if you fuck with kids, nigga, you dead to me. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, motherfucker, if you fuck with women and you rape women, you dead to me. You understand what I'm saying? That means I'm gonna get at you. I ever see you doing any shit like that, I'm gonna put two in you. Please believe that. Walk in front of me and be raping a woman or assaulting a woman or beating on a woman and you ain't got no general cause for it, like the bitch ain't trying to rob you or and nigga, I'm putting two in you. At the very least, I'm hitting you in your kidney. You understand what I'm saying? If you fucking with kids, like that suck ass nigga I told you about earlier, if I see this nigga who couldn't even look me in my eye when he seen me the day before yesterday, nigga, honestly and truthfully, I could have hit you right there and I made the different option. So you sitting there trying to play tough, nigga. I'm actually tough. You understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all think I'm joking. I even told the cops the same thing. I was like, I was thinking about poking this nigga. Like, and it was wild. And it was like, yo, it was funny because the Irish looking cop, that's what he looked like. He looked like a Viking or some shit. He was like, yo, I get what you're saying. Like he knew I was like really northeastern, like for real, like New York City tri-state or some New York City tri-state shit. Cause you wouldn't come in front of other men. Like this is what I'm trying to make y'all understand. Y'all think that like, especially the women, y'all think that's really major or whatever, whatever, whatever. But I'm not a fucking woman. I'm a guy. And I know how fucking guys think. And if you sat around and you was around a fucking bunch of guys and you sitting there and you staring at some motherfucking kids, the dudes I know, they wouldn't even have offered you an excuse. They would have just looked at what you was doing and they just would have hit you. Like I'm not even giving you the space. You understand what I'm saying? Like I see what you doing. You understand what I'm saying? So like, why the fuck should I give you the space to be able to explain what you doing now, bitch, nigga? You's a bitch. And y'all have gotten to this mentality nowadays where it's subjective to, okay, we're in this woke culture shit. So it's like, okay, I feel this way. Now, fuck how you feel. This is reality. This is how motherfuckers like Jeffrey Dahmer and all these other rapists and all these other two things I can't stand. If you fuck with a kid or you fuck with a motherfucking woman and take her, like, if she don't want it, like nigga, I'm gonna kill you. You do that shit in front of me, I'm probably gonna try to take your life because I got two sisters. I'm the middle kid, and I've always been the big brother. So like, if you out here, you fucking with kids, or you out here, you taking advantage of women or whatever, nigga, I gotta take you out. If you doing it in front of me, do that shit in front of me. Like this is years worth of shit. This ain't no shit to talk about on the internet. Motherfuckers that know me, no, I've always been like this. I got two sisters. I got two sisters that got kids. You understand? So my motherfucking thing is like, yo, if you out here and you fucking with kids, you out here you fucking with women, like let's get this motherfucker up out of here. Fuck we giving him excuses for. This is a bitch. He ain't gonna roll up on dudes like that. So why the fuck are we giving it? And that's the problem that I got right now with this woke culture shit. This motherfucker ain't gonna run up on a man like that. Like if I get into a beef with a man, I know it. Like, listen, I gotta go get the hammer. I gotta go get the poker. You understand what I'm saying? I gotta show up with something because I'm damn sure that the dudes they gonna show up with something. This new pussy movement is niggas that would consider nerds, outcasts, fuck boys, whatever, are now held in high regard and highlighted because they say it's a fuck shit that's like anti whatever is normal. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you's a bitch motherfucker, you's a bitch motherfucker. It don't matter if it was 10, 15 years from now, it was 10 or 15 years ago. Nigga, yo, I go like this on you, like trust me, whoever you really are is gonna show up. I don't give a fuck what you talk about. You understand what I'm saying? Like I pull out on you, I already know who you are. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's two types of motherfuckers, or actually three. It's three types of motherfuckers. It's the first motherfucker that you pull that hammer out on them, and they like, all right, you got me. That's the real motherfucker. Then there's the second type of motherfucker that will realize the situation but still talk shit. I can even respect them It'll be like, all right, nigga, you got me, but fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Then it's the third type of motherfucker. That's the type of motherfucker that be like, you know what? As soon as I get in front of a police precinct, I'm telling on everybody. You's a bitch ass motherfucker. That's the type of shit motherfucking Jaguar. Like, you's a bitch ass motherfucker. So you fuck up the motherfucking system a little bit, bitch. Because you sit around and you talk about everybody else's motherfucking to blame or whatever, whatever. But at the same time, your punk bitch ass be sitting around taunting motherfuckers, talking about you calling the police. I'm working with this person. I'm working with that person. Come on, man. Like, stop that bullshit, man. So as much as the system is guilty, I will admit that there is a whole bunch of flaws in the motherfucking music industry. More importantly, the niggas that used to hold y'all down, and I'm talking to Puff, I'm talking to Baby, I'm talking to Rick Ross, because that was some sucker shit you did. You ain't give nobody that 10 grand. You probably gave your mans that 10 grand. You said name your podcast and you never named a winner. That's some lame shit. And then the nigga that sound more energetic on your own fucking project, which much as you want to front it, that's your project. That's the same shit Khaled do. Shout out to Miami, the Bronx. Shout out to Miami, the Bronx. That's the same shit Khaled do. You promote the shit as motherfucking your album, but when you market the shit, you market the shit off a single. Y'all don't get it, right? I know. And it ain't meant for y'all to get it. It ain't meant for y'all to get it. If anybody get it, Lita Reese get it. It ain't meant for everybody to get it. But y'all done some sucker shit along the way. So even though I don't agree with the extremes or how these bitch ass niggas be going up on podcasts and be talking about, yo, so and so said this, yo, so and so said that, and they part of the Baphomet and all that shit. It's a whole bunch of shit that y'all don't understand. You understand what I mean? And y'all ain't meant to understand. It ain't meant to be explained to y'all either. Jaguar knows that. Puff know that. Jay know that, and a couple other people know that. I ain't never been put forward in front of me to fuck some nigga in the ass or have some nigga fuck me in the ass. You understand what I'm saying? And I've been to hotel rooms, I've been on like clubs, stage, everything else with these niggas for over 17 motherfucking years. So you trying to tell me like we avoided that and you saying we the lowest tier niggas? No, who would actually be avoiding that would be the highest tier niggas. We would be the first motherfuckers susceptible to it. And none of us had that experience. So what I'm trying to tell you is some of these bitch ass motherfuckers, and I do mean that, like as I said, bitch ass motherfuckers that's going on there voluntarily, subsequently gaining $2,000 to $10,000 or $15,000 to $20,000. Like Bootsy do $40,000 an interview, 20 to 40. Y'all ain't know that, huh? I know, I know. I know, because y'all don't understand the business. Only thing y'all do is understand the motherfucking out circumference of shit that y'all think y'all on. But in actuality, y'all know fucking shit about. That's like me saying that I'm an expert on baking cookies and I ain't never baked a cookie in my fucking life. How the fuck you know about the music industry and all this shit? You ain't never been in the music industry in your fucking life. Like, who do you know currently? You live in Kansas or Ohio or Idaho or some shit like that, right? And who do you know right now currently that's in the music business as you call a friend? That you could pick up the phone and be like, yo, this is the way I feel. Or you could attach yourself and say, yo, I'm alumni too. See, I can do that. You can't do that. Why? Because I put in the fucking time. I put in the sacrifice. And nobody's going to deny me that. My own bad boy brothers will tell you that. Nobody's going to deny me that. I'm the core essence of motherfuckers. I'm the second tier after Gene Deal and all those guys. Those are our predecessors. Gene Deal, Wolf, R.I.P. Without them, we would not exist. And Gene knows just as well as I know. And Gene, I hope you hear this. Big Face Gary, I hope you hear this. And Choke, you know I'm definitely going to speak up for you because when I was fucked up, you was one of the main niggas. You did a whole podcast about me. Shout out to Choke, no motherfucking joke. I'm never going to turn on you. But Chuck got to tell you, I'm tired of these motherfuckers out here trying to play Scooby Doo and trying to play morality character when y'all motherfuckers is out here late night robbing motherfuckers in Harlem, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx. I ain't gonna go for that sucker shit. Cause that's some sucker shit. Niggas talking about black unity and Latin unity in one portation, and then in petition, and then in the same time, they out here talking about, yo, but I robbed this nigga, whatever, whatever, whatever. Come on, that's some sucker shit. Big Face Gary, on compris ma son nom? Ça va, oui? On ça va, on Haiti. I'm not even Haitian. That shit is in my bones, French. And for many different reasons. Shout out to my little brother Elijah. Elijah, on s'en prie, on Haiti, on? Huh? Tatao, tatao, tatao. Niggas, that said on you got machetes. It's different. It's very different. I don't know how many times I have to prove this shit. Like I'm getting tired at this point. I'm like fucking in my 40s and I still gotta do the same fucking shit. Like the niggas I know will kill you. It's like it's not a guess, it's not a joke, it's not if ands or buts. So niggas I know will kill you, you know. I hope your federal agencies hear that too. Cause this bitch is dangerous. So if you're FBI, if you're DeSoto police, or if you're local Texas Rangers or whatever, I hope you hear this. I've got thousands upon thousands of videos of this fucking whore sitting online talking about she's gonna do this to that person, do this to that person, including her own ex lesbian girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Who also is a con artist of her own right. I mean, fuck you, TJ. I don't give a fuck about you, you fucking bitch. You were right in on it with her. You read the same way, you moved the same way. Oh, TJ's a motherfucker. Y'all think she's a fucking dreadhead with a smile. That fucking contemptuous fucking whore. She was right in on it with Jaguar right now. She was in on a hustle. And I think to this day she's still in on it. Yeah, I saw this, and I've been streaming it before. It's the Instagram live video. And all of a sudden she shows up after she's been talking about Jag's pussy stinks and she's talking about Jag, motherfucking gave her some shit, whatever, whatever. Then the best fucking laugh I had was when this fucking whore sat up on King Payne's page and she said, yo, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth and nothing but truth. Y'all be wary of these motherfuckers say they're gonna tell you the truth, all right? They're fucking liars. They're fucking liars. Any motherfuckers gonna tell you the truth, first of all, they gonna reiterate this up and tell you, I'm telling you the truth. Several times and telling you the truth because they want to try to convince you of some shit. These are fucking frauds. So it's been a doppelganger of fuck faces on both ends for the past, let's say, I don't know, 20 years. These higher ups, also inclusive of the artists. Most of them come from the streets or whatever, from the bottoms of the bottoms. You know, some people gonna listen to me, some people ain't. The smart people are still here. The dumb people, they left out. Well, he ain't talking about those are gossip bitches. I'm not a gossip bitch. Never been a gossip bitch, never will be a gossip bitch. The people that want to actually learn about what the music industry is about, you'll stay here. Share this with some of your friends. Because I'm trying to tell you, based on my own interaction, based on my own motherfucker, these motherfuckers like, This ain't mama and her sisters. You understand what I'm saying? And then I'm starting to understand a lot of things too. Like a lot of men, they can't even resonate with other men because they grew up in a house full of bitches. You know what I'm talking about. You had 5 sisters and you had 3 daughters and then that one son. That one son grows up amongst all the motherfuckers. He's like Tarzan in the jungle. What the fuck you think he's gonna be? He's gonna be fucking feminine. What are you fucking retarded? This is sociology 101. All you bitches be running around saying, I'm educated, black, white, Latin alike. Y'all be talking, I'm educated, but you miss basic sociology. If this motherfucker is raised in an environment like this, then that's who he becomes. So y'all creating some of these monster motherfuckers, including some of the motherfuckers y'all complained about y'all dating about. Most of the motherfuckers y'all complained about y'all dating about was raised by another single bitch. Now, how about that? You want me to say it again? Most of these motherfuckers that you're trying to date as an adult in your 30s, 20s, and 40s are the offspring of single, raised, reared motherfuckers. Meaning that a single mom raised this punk motherfucker, and now you're dating this motherfucker, and now you complaining about what another bitch reared. Get mad at the bitch. Don't get mad at the nigga. He only being what his motherfucker was raised to be. You know? It's kind of like Tarzan. It's kind of like Tarzan. Add that up. These silly motherfuckers. Like I have never seen. I just lost my fucking headphone. I have never seen society digress in the amount that it has within the community so quickly as it had. It's like everybody started embracing slavery, and that was the first part. You know what I'm saying? And then it evolved from embracing. It evolved. It evolved from embracing slavery to embracing archaic fucking language and archaic speech patterns that were reminiscent of slavery. You know, like y'all motherfuckers don't pay attention to it, but they didn't actually reverted you back to talking like slaves, and you didn't unconsciously motherfucker recognize it. I said, all these motherfuckers, smart motherfuckers, they ain't none of them get that they trying to revert them back to talking like slaves. It was almost like when Biden said, "You ain't black if you don't vote for me." I said, nigga, they just inverted you back to being slaves. You comfortable being the custodian. You comfortable being the janitor. You comfortable being the security guard. You understand what I'm saying? Because it pays your motherfucking rent, but you just making it by because beyond that pay period, you ain't got a dime to your motherfucking name. And if you really think about it, these rappers, these entertainers, these basketball players, all that shit, they should have took care of that shit before you got out the game. So I don't even want to hear none of that shit. And that's a problem I have. So I will say to you clearly, let me get the fuck up off of here. Look here, Rick Ross. Look here, Diddy. Look here, motherfucking should I go on, baby, everybody else? Listen, you got the opportunity to do it because this is what I'm seeing Drake is doing. This is what I'm seeing a lot of other people is doing. And I'll specifically point out Drake because Drake is giving 17 million to motherfucker, 17,000 to a motherfucker, a million to a motherfucker. Hell, New Year's Eve, he gave out 2 million. You understand what I'm saying? He spreads the the bread. Y'all motherfuckers don't spread the bread. Y'all rather sit back and spread the bread with a worthless bitch that ain't worth shit, that ain't even contributing to the motherfucking water bill, and call that bitch wifey. So what y'all niggas need to do is stop simping and stop integrating into bitches. And I'm talking to you, Diddy. I'm talking to you, Jay-Z. I'm talking to you, Prez. I'm talking to you, Malcolm Miles. I'm talking to a litany of other motherfuckers. Maybe y'all need to start putting motherfucking depression on the motherfuckers y'all know firsthand. Because 10 years from now, I'm talking trajectory. I'm not talking about current. I'm not talking about previous. I'm talking about the future. There's going to be a certain demographic that's going to outweigh you, and you're not going to be ready for it. Guys, if you support anything I say and you want to see me come up, it's $ STRINGERBELL80. Again, that's $ STRINGELLBELL80. It's right there in the left-hand corner. And if you don't support me, that's fine or whatever. But just remember, if you do put your support monetarily towards something else, you a sucker too. Because that means you support what these suck-ass motherfuckers are doing. I'll talk to y'all later.